How's it going, guys? Welcome in here, Rover Sports. And I wanted to talk about a very pressing topic here for the Buffalo Bills. Beane has been one of my favorite general managers for a long, long time. And I was outside, I was in my yard at the time when in the fifth round, the Bills selected Jake Fromm, and my heart sank because this is not a savvy move whatsoever to bring in Jake Fromm. And the thing about Fromm is he's a great kid. If anybody ever encounters Jake Fromm, you're not going to dislike Jake Fromm. He has a lot of energy. He's religious. He's a good guy. So you want that, I guess, in the quarterback room. I'm going to argue why I think it could be a potential disaster here. Josh Allen, one of my favorite players in the NFL. Maybe I'm biased towards Josh Allen. His story about how he came from Wyoming, how he was out there came from Fireball, then was at Reedley Community College for a 2-year college, and how he made it to the NFL is so amazingly successful. But the thing about Allen is that I can admit, even though I like Josh Allen, that the guy is raw. That the guy is kind of, you take the good with the bad. I'm not going to sit here and say like Josh Allen is going to be like Aaron Rodgers or even the consistency of Carson Wentz. I'm not even going to say that Josh Allen is going to be a guy that's going to be consistent game in and game out. Though Josh Allen is like that riverboat gambler. In a way, he is a little like Carson Palmer. I don't want to compare him to Brett Favre, but Brett Favre would throw a lot of picks. This is a guy, he's very actually similar in terms of production game to game to Eli Manning. Josh Allen is good enough to win a Super Bowl championship. He's good enough to have outstanding performances. But Josh Allen is also capable of throwing 4 touchdown games. He's capable of, when he's in Houston, of lateraling the football. And he's capable of going crazy. And Josh Allen, his accuracy downfield has to improve. And again, I say this, you guys know this channel. I love Josh Allen. I think that Josh Allen can turn into a star player in the league. I think that he could be really, really good. But consistency is not Josh Allen's thing. And with Stefon Diggs coming into the fold now, this is the reality of it. You take a player that in Minnesota, he kind of wanted to leave Minnesota. And his actions in Minnesota, it wasn't exactly just all peachy with Kirk Cousins on the sideline there. So you're kind of bringing in some emotional fireworks, possibly with Stefon Diggs. And it could all work perfectly. And I think Buffalo right now, they're in the honeymoon stage. Everybody loves Stefon Diggs. And I think Diggs, the point is the Bills now, if Brandon Beane, he's at this stage now where he's getting cocky. He's drafting kickers. He's drafting backup quarterbacks. He thinks he has it all figured out, and that's very scary a little bit because the Bills haven't even won a playoff game yet. But I'm belaboring the point. Let me get to why Jake Fromm is scary for Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen is going to have some games where Josh Allen is going to throw 4 interceptions. He's going to have games where he's horrible, where he craps the bed. And then he's going to have games where it's fantastic. He's going to have games like that Dolphins game last year. He's going to have games like the second half of Denver. He's a fourth quarter player, right? He can be terrible for the Bengals in 3 quarters. The fans are like, maybe Matt Barkley might want to come in the game. And then Josh Allen in the fourth quarter transforms into Superman. That's Josh Allen. He is the riverboat gambler. He's crazy. And the great thing about the Bills' old quarterback room was you had Matt Barkley there. And Barkley is the perfect backup quarterback. If you need Barkley to go in there and win a game or steady the ship, Barkley can do it. Barkley's played a long time. He's been in the spotlight. He's fine with not playing quarterback. He likes the role of a backup quarterback. He's going to be a coach someday. Same with Davis Webb. Guy I love. Davis Webb's going to be a great football coach someday. That room was tight. The bond was tight. And there were no fans that were saying last year, put in Barkley, put in Barkley. Allen, get him out of here. Put in Barkley, put in Barkley. Now you just added one of the most prolific college quarterbacks, and you add a guy that is way too polarizing in Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm, everybody knows about Jake Fromm. I bet even my nieces and nephews that are 5 years old know about Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm played at Georgia. He almost won a national championship. Everybody in the draft was saying, oh, Jake Fromm. Well, where's he going? Everybody's interested. You don't want a backup quarterback that people are interested in. There's a reason Cam Newton, no one wants him really as a backup quarterback. Only the New Orleans Saints that'll take in that'll bring Dez Bryant and Antonio Brown in for a workout. The Saints are very laissez-faire about who they bring in. The Saints will bring in anybody. So the Saints, they bring in Jameis Winston, but again, you have Drew Brees. He's 41. They had Teddy Bridgewater there. The Saints are the Saints. They're going for it. They're crazy. But there's a reason Jameis Winston wasn't signed by everybody. It's because he's too good for a backup quarterback. The best backups in the league are Brian Hoyer, Colt McCoy. They're seen and not heard. Chase Daniel, they can go in and win a couple games, but they're not a threat. You don't want a threat as a backup quarterback. You don't want your starter to feel uncomfortable. And now with Jake Fromm, he is a consistent quarterback. And in ways, he could be better than Josh Allen because he protects the football. Josh Allen has the high upside. Josh Allen's the better quarterback. He has the high upside. But Jake Fromm is the consistent guy. And there are going to be a segment of the fan base now that just knows about Jake Fromm that are going to be clamoring for Fromm when Allen doesn't go and ball out. And Allen needs a long leash. This is a guy right now that is a young guy in this league. You need your team to be united behind Josh Allen. And Brandon Beane even said, I don't want Jake Fromm. He said that on Friday night, and then he woke up on Saturday, and he's like, now we need Jake Fromm? Brandon Beane woke up Saturday, and now he's like, now I need a quarterback competition? Now I need Josh Allen to start feeling heat from Jake Fromm, one of the most successful quarterbacks in Georgia football history? Why couldn't you go sign a bland Nate Stanley? Why couldn't you sign a bland Brian Lewerke? A 7th-round quarterback just to add. I mean, Nate Stanley could go in and win a couple games. This is a backup quarterback, and then people are going to argue and say, well, you want to have great backups in case your starter gets hurt. If your starter gets hurt, you're done. When Peyton Manning got hurt, that team done. If Tom Brady gets hurt this year for the Bucs, they are done. That's the nature of the business. If Russell Wilson gets hurt, they are done. I was going to say for a second if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, but now you have, a young quarterback. But Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, it's Matt Moore. It's not like the Chiefs are drafting just trying to improve the quarterback room. You think Carson Wentz is happy Jalen Hurts is there? Josh Allen needs everything in line. He needs you to Josh Allen's the one position at the quarterback position you don't F with. You need Josh Allen. You need to coddle Josh Allen. You need him feeling comfortable and loose. And with Jake Fromm there and that fan base and that training camp, it is unhealthy. And it is going to be destructive for Josh Allen. And it's going to make him feel uncomfortable. It's going to get him anxious. The job is too damn hard to already have these distractions. There's a reason why Manziel wasn't signed. There's a reason why Kaepernick and Tebow are not signed. It's not because they're not good enough to play. It's that they're too distracting as quarterbacks that are backup quarterbacks. And Jake Fromm is too distracting of a quarterback. The Bills should have got somebody in the 7th round. Maybe the Bills just flip Jake Fromm. Again, I guess this isn't like an Jake Fromm. I'm almost complimenting Jake Fromm in this video because I'm saying Jake Fromm is a threat. He's good enough to maybe compete for a starting job. He's good enough to be a Tyrod Taylor. He's too good of a quarterback to select. And this is Josh Allen is Buffalo. Buffalo is Josh Allen's town. And I'm not betraying Josh Allen, even if Josh Allen has 3 seasons of playing terrible. Or even 2 seasons. I'm not putting Fromm in the game. Period. I'm not. And I saw Jacob Eason. And he was the same guy of Josh Allen, who had all the big armed qualities. And then in 1 year, Eason got hurt, and Fromm just took over the joint. And I don't want to see that happen to Josh Allen. And for the Buffalo Bills, by the way, Jake Fromm has a ceiling on his game. Allen's a more talented quarterback. Allen is the guy. And I just think Brandon Beane, that just really irritated me. Some of the other picks are all right, like Gabriel Davis and Epinesa. And maybe I'm making a lot to do about nothing. But I just hated the pick from the Buffalo Bills. And you're just putting so much pressure now. You're putting so much pressure on Josh Allen. It's horrible for the development of Josh Allen. Beane's getting full of himself. I'm usually very pro-Buffalo, about 95% of the time here. But I'm going to be completely honest when I heard about Jake Fromm going to Buffalo. Jake Fromm should have went to Pittsburgh. Jake Fromm could have went to Jacksonville, where you have Gardner Minshew. Who's going to be the quarterback there? They end up taking Jake Luton. So many guys he could have went with. So many undrafted guys. Stanley was perfect. Lewerke's perfect. Big Ten, boring. No one. They have about 5 people in their fan section. They're good players at Iowa and Michigan State. But Jake Fromm, dynamic personality. State of Georgia loves him. This is a real threat. If I was a starting quarterback, Jake Fromm could take over a room. Everybody loves Jake Fromm. It's not good. You want your backups like Matt Barkley, old. You want Davis Webb. He's growing out the freaking beard now. He's like halfway to Phil Jackson right now. You want hippies. You want guys that are more interested in sitting in a room and studying. You want studiers, not competitors. And that's my theory, and that's where I might be different than people. All right, thanks for listening, guys.